Man, oh man, how time has flown. We sit here on March 3rd, 2019, the second anniversary of Nintendo Switch, and it has just blown by. It's crazy to think that this little console that goes from home to portable with a little Switch ends up being the fastest selling console of the generation, ends up beating Xbox and PS4 month after month, ends up having so many million unit sellers, and ends up being one of our favorites of all time. Guys and girls, a big happy birthday to Nintendo Switch. We've got a lot of awesome retrospective content planned for you this week, but we had to reminisce a little on the actual birthday.
It just goes to show that power isn't everything. Yes, we want parity. Yes, we would love for every big game to come to Switch, but honestly, it's underpowered. That's one of the things that we just had to come to accept. But even with that, it's still selling like insanely well, especially for a platform that, well, I guess it kind of works out for it that it was released when it didn't have a ton of competition as far as like new consoles go. Whenever the next Xbox and PS5 launch, they're going to be semi close to each other, so they like directly compete. Nintendo has, since the Wii, or probably before that honestly, decided that is not a race they care to be in, and they want to do their own thing. And this hybrid nature, taking it with you on the go, that proves that was a good move for Nintendo.
And Gabe, it's just crazy because we often sit here and say like, oh, we wish there's more third parties. Oh, there's nothing coming until Yoshi's Crafted World. Oh, what are we going to do till we wait for Mario Maker 2? But if you look back at where our headspace was before this thing launched, neither of us still could have predicted how epic it has been. We look back and see old predictions where a company, DFC Intelligence, said, ooh, the Switch is going to sell 40 million units by 2020. And people thought they were absolutely insane. The Wii U dropped 13 million consoles total. And now they come out and say, hey, this little Joy-Con system is going to sell 40 million. Here we are, March 2019. Nintendo expects to sell 35 million by the end of this month. So 40 by next year. It's absolutely happening.
Yep.
And it's even crazier because they feel like they're doing a poor job.
There's a revision coming. Like, we've heard about it for some time. So I fully believe that there's some revision coming, right? That's going to push some consoles. There's just a couple of games coming at the end of the year. I don't know if you've ever heard about them, Zach. Something with a sword and a shield. Who knows? Those are going to help the consoles sell quite a bit. Yeah. Smash already happened, but we also have the Fighter Pass coming. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to push way more consoles. If I'm going to be honest with you, Zach, if you told me, on day one, March 3rd, when the Switch launched, that this thing was going to sell 40 million at any point, I probably wouldn't have believed you, just because Wii U was such a lackluster outing for them. They showed up and they gave the people something that they clearly want, so I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, here we are where it's so successful and so good that 35 mil isn't enough, 40 mil isn't enough. They want to push more. They apologize to their shareholders. They want to try and bring you better games, more games, and get this thing to be a multi-household item instead of a single Switch per household. It's really awesome, and we love it so much. And honestly, I've loved the last 2 years. From the early beginnings with Jake, been seeing some people mention Jake on Twitter, making me a little sad since he is the lost SwitchForce member.
To be fair, he's your brother, and you speak to him all the time.
But it's not SwitchForce Jake. It's just regular Jake.
Sure,
sure. It's just like talking to regular Reggie. I'm sure he's not going to have as much enthusiasm about life as he did when he was the master of ceremonies for Nintendo. And that's an important part as well. I think a company that kind of mismanaged a lot of their things and properties and marketing in the past, they just nailed it time and time again in the last 2 years, right? Like, all of their videos, their directs, like, sure, some are less exciting than others, but they have found a way to effectively market, make the Switch so cool, and make Nintendo incredibly cool once again, and that is remarkable. So Gabe, like I said, we're gonna give some really cool retrospectives throughout the week, but let's just go over a couple memories that are our absolute 2-year favorites.
Before we get into that, can I say something? Do I have your permission?
Maybe.
Okay. What I want to say is, again, think back to March 3rd, Zach. We knew Zelda was coming. We knew that a Mario game was coming at some point, and there's some stuff that we knew were happening, but Mario Maker 2, Smash. Like, you think of every top tier franchise, it is now on Switch, or it's coming to Switch very soon. You know, Fire Emblem's still coming. We know that Metroid is kind of in a kerfuffle. That's gonna happen at some point. But the fact that we are getting so many things that Wii U just didn't even get, like, yeah, the ports and all that, but Wii U didn't get a true Metroid game. We're gonna get that. But Wii U didn't like necessarily get a true Zelda game all to itself, because I know Breath of the Wild's on there and stuff, and there was ports, but a true exclusive Zelda didn't get. We're about to get another one, and yeah, like the art styles are like a little cutesy for Link's Awakening and all that, but we're gonna get another exclusive Zelda game on Switch. So I just want to say that every single franchise that's being represented on Switch is awesome. All right, with that, let's get into the memories.
Breath of the Wild was on Wii U, just to give
I said that.
a little shine. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I just said that. It's not exclusive to Wii U, is what I was saying.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. All right. Well, let's get to the memories. The first one I have to talk about is possibly my happiest Switch moment. I was lucky enough to get the Switch early for review, and I was flying from California to Indiana with a layover at O'Hare Airport in Chicago, and the eShop went live while I was at the airport. It was something like 6 in the morning, or it was really early, and I sat in the hall, I plugged the Switch in, and I started downloading eShop games for the first time. It was just such a glorious moment, because I'd played Zelda, and that was it. So getting like snipper clips going, it was just such a good feeling to really like, basically the console coming to life.
Okay. Do you remember what the very first game you downloaded was?
Yeah, snipper clips.
Okay. All right. My follow-up question. Did you use the airport Wi-Fi or did you use a hotspot?
I used the airport Wi-Fi.
Oh, look at you. And it worked well? You were able to download it before the flight?
But it worked well there, and then I remember taking it home and like having all sorts of Wi-Fi issues, because early on that was like such a trouble.
Yeah, but since then everything's been good. I've never had those Wi-Fi issues, but that's a really sweet first memory. The fact that you downloaded Snipper Clips way before me because you had it first. All right, that terrifies me. All right,
at the airport, yes.
I'm gonna go with my first memory, and you know we had a lot of memories even before this one, but beating that first Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild, like that was just like insane to me. Like that plateau, just climbing the tower for the first time, like seeing how differently this was like structurally, and yes, it harkened back to early Zelda where you could kind of go at your own pace, you know, finding some of those seeds, some of those like strength like challenges. There was so much in Breath of the Wild. For me, it's just Breath of the Wild. That's my first memory of the game, because that's the very first thing I played as soon as we unboxed it. Jake and I did that race unboxing, and that's the very first thing I did that night. I stayed up way longer than I should have because we had stuff to do the next day, and I was playing Breath of the Wild, and knowing that like this Zelda experience was like catered for this console, and just like thinking of all the potential that it had going forward. It was an awesome memory.
Yeah, playing Breath of the Wild on the plane for the first time, like really fully taking advantage of the Switch portability and playing this console Zelda, it so fun. We kind of now are like, yeah, take games on the go, woo, handheld. But back then, it was such a premium feature. I also really loved making all of those Switch on the go videos. Back then I did like playing Switch in bed, playing Switch on an airplane. I think I did playing Switch in prison, playing Switch in the car. They were really a lot of fun to make, and it was like discovery and content at the same time. I was like, oh my god, this is like so cool, and this is going to totally work. And being able to experience what we thought would be awesome before launch, when we talked about this, we were like, okay, yeah, playing it in bed, and playing it on a plane, and playing it at the beach, and playing it at the doctor's office, and then doing those and making those really goofy videos, definitely like, that's like my early nostalgia, heartwarming chills, like sweet little baby SwitchForce memory.
Oh, that's a really good one. I'm gonna go into my next one here, Zach. And I don't know if you know this, but some people think that you and I are combative. Like, especially like early in the channel, like people used to always say, "Oh, Zach and Gabe hate each other." Nothing could be further from the truth. Zach and I care about each other deeply, and that ties into my second memory here, where you, me, Jake, all together for the launch of the Switch. I was lucky enough to be able to go, you know, wherever you were living, and we spent like the night just like doing stuff, playing games, recording stuff. I remember we went and bought like an extra Switch for some reason. I don't know what it was. It might have been for a giveaway or for someone else. Doesn't matter. You know, standing in line at the Best Buy and seeing like, hey, what accessories do they still have? Because so many of the stuff we wanted like was sold out in other stores.
We split up. We went to two different.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, at two different places.
Yeah, one of us went to Best Buy. I forgot it was me and Jake. I think that stayed at Best Buy. You and someone else.
I went to GameStop.
Yeah, you guys did GameStop. Yeah, that was such a cool memory. And then you met up with us. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, and then unboxing. We had console unboxing race. I'm not sure that was even a good idea, but it was definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then just like playing all the games together and like slowly but surely just uncovering all the little nuances of the system. Like when profile pictures were really exciting, like picking your first icon, and just the we had 4 Joy-Con, gray, neon blue, and neon red, and it felt just like a world. I think this is a really cool point to mention. When the Switch came out, it was a world of possibility, and I feel like 2 years into the life cycle, they have 100% realized that dream scenario. We already have Super Smash Brothers, the best ever. We already have a 3D Mario. We already have a Zelda and another. We're about to get Animal Crossing Fire Emblem Luigi's Mansion. We have Splatoon 2, which is honestly probably one of Nintendo's best made games. We have a super sweet crossover with Ubisoft. We have so many eShop gems, games like Celeste. I think they have done it. And no matter how long the Switch lasts for, how many units it sells, I really think it will rival SNES as one of the favorite consoles of all time for gamers.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. You want to take us to your third memory here now?
Yeah. I think getting Smash so early, because we would have never guessed. We guessed Smash maybe like year 4, year 5. They want to wait for this to build up, right? Like they have done in the past. And the fact that we got it so early, and then it was revealed out of nowhere before E3 at a Direct, like literally a year into the life cycle, and they're revealing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then that whole year in 2018, like leading up, all the trailers, all the information, and the roller coaster ride of it's a port, no, it's new, not much single player, holy crap, tons of single player.
Too much single player.
Too much. Huge roster, DLC. Like, obviously the train is still going in some capacity, but that was just, I don't know, like the amazing nature of going Zelda, Mario, and then right into Smash and Pokemon, and we're going right back into Mario and Pokemon again. Like, it is just heavy hitter after heavy hitter, and obviously Nintendo sold more games in 2018 than any other publisher, and obviously their exclusive lineup is just dominating, and there will be good things, as both Microsoft and Sony prep for their next generation, and they have some of the top properties as well, but I don't think that from a single entity anyone else can match or has matched the lineup that Nintendo has procured for the first 2 years and for what they'll have for the third year. And if they're able to keep this pace up, like if they are able to couple Metroid Prime 4 with something else for 2020,
Paper Mario
comes out.
What up, Paper Mario? Where you at, man?
Paper Mario, Mario Strikers. I mean, it is going to be, it already is legendary, and as long as Bowser doesn't mess it up, I mean, they've done a heck of a job.
They're about to lap themselves. They're gonna need to start putting out like other like a
They're
franchise.
basically me and Mario Kart.
Yeah, a franchise that they're about to
in
like.
front.
Okay, so let's think of whatever franchise are out, right? Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong. We have a port. They're gonna need to put those franchises out again.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of some franchises, let's go on to my third memory here. 2 franchises that made a very unlikely successful pair. This game. It was surprising in so many ways. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I'm not saying it's one of the best games on Switch, although it is of supreme quality, in my opinion. Going to the event and getting to play that early and realizing, holy jeebus, this is a good game, right? Because Rabbid Peach seemed annoying to me, just like it seemed annoying to a lot of people. It was like, I don't like Rabbids. Like, what is this? Oh, baby XCOM? Ugh. But as soon as I played it, I said to myself, like, whoa, like they nailed it. Like they got exactly what they wanted here. Going back and making the retrospective video that I made for that. You guys should go check out the channel right now. Miyamoto told them, like, hey, yes, you guys can borrow Mario, but I don't want you to just like make another like platformer. You got to do something that's never been done before. And something like this has never been done before with Mario. They have weapons, for crying out loud. and yeah, like baby XCOM sounds like a derogatory term, but it's in the best way possible. It's like a light strategy game with a lot of fun, some exploration, some really cool boss battles, and so much like funny moments in there that actually like made me laugh and not just like fake laugh. Like, I loved it. And the fact that I got to play it early, I got to interview developers. I met Davide. I pointed a gun at Davide, not a real gun.
A bullet bill blaster.
Yes, a bullet bill blaster pointed at Davide, and then just uploading the video just last week, and then Davide watched it. That was so cool to me.
You just gave me a crazy thought, which is that so many consoles reach their prime around like year 4, year 5, if they're lucky, year 6. Is it gonna happen with Switch that as great as Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and Smash Bros. Ultimate, as great as they are the best games on the console still waiting? Because we look back at the history, outside of like, Super Mario World, things of that sort, most consoles don't launch with their best games.
They don't. Remember.
So the fact that we have so many so early, they could just be a rare product of the Wii U was such a flubbed generation that the best ideas were just shifted to the early years of Switch, and that may be totally the case here.
Think about it this way.
I don't know.
Look, just like potentially, right? Uncharted to Uncharted 3, all on PS3. The level there, the huge upgrade. Yeah. If we can get one more big Zelda, whether it be Breath of the Wild 2 or something completely different, I do think whatever comes next Zelda-wise after Link's Awakening, the next big one, I think it's going to be on Switch. Nintendo seems to have long-term plans for this console. So whatever that's going to be, whatever they do next with open world Mario, whatever Splatoon 3, man, that's where my hope that's what I want.
It's going to be insane, and it really is so awesome to live in a world in March 2019 where Nintendo, they don't have the most powerful console. They don't have, the Battle Royale bug, but they do have Battle Royales on their console. Yet they are the most talked about, most exciting thing in the video game world. And I hope that does not go away once the inevitable introduction of Xbox 2 and PS5 goes down, and it'll probably be at least for one of them at E3. And I really hope that we're sitting here year 3 anniversary talking with just as much enthusiasm. And the good part is we have such a lineup between now and next March, and we know so much of it. And it's not like, we're gonna get 1 or 2 games. It's like 6, 7, 8 great games, or in theory potentially great games from big franchises. It is the gift that keeps on giving, and I have loved so much of it. There have been lulls. There's been some confusion with the eShop. We're in a lull.
Man, once summer starts, though, woo,
yeah,
summer's gonna be hot.
I look back with extreme fondness and gratitude and fuzzy
and
warm
Ratatouille.
feelings. And Ratatouille.
It just sounded like you said Ratatouille.
Did I?
No, you said you said gratitude, but to me, I thought I don't know why.
Gabe's hungry. Okay, well. Okay, Gabe. I mean, the only dark spot of this entire 2 years, if we have to go that route for a quick moment.
I can think of some. We can't say them though.
Okay, well, personal life problems don't count.
No. I'm talking just us and Switch. Nothing.
I'm saying it.
Nothing personal.
I'm saying I think it would be, honestly, I think there's 3. There is Metroid Prime getting delayed and redone.
Yeah.
Although some people would say that's a bright spot because Retro takes over.
Sure.
There's Reggie leaving.
Aw.
And then there's the lull we're currently in.
You didn't mention what I thought you were going to maybe mention. It's unmentioned.
Which is what?
It's a body part. Arms.
Oh, arms is a dark spot?
Well, no. Yes.
You and I had so many battles.
No, it's a dark spot
Speaking
for
of combative,
us.
That's the only time. Yeah, that's the only our worst fights. Our worst fights in the game and in real life occurred thanks to lovely Springman and Ribbon Girl. Actually, it was thanks to Twin Tail and Kid Cobra. But
thanks to you and your shenanigans that you like blaming other people for. But that's for our memoirs.
We'll have a tell-all in the future. But no, it's been a super fun time. We'll wrap up by saying thank you so much for being a part of it. It's so cool and crazy that the little console that could, this little channel that could, and here we are getting to talk about Switch games with you every single day and being a regular part of a lot of your lives, and we don't take that lightly. It's super important to us, and that's why for year 3 we have been spending a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of brain power, a lot of heart trying to make this a better and more fun channel, better and more fun videos, and there still are plenty of plans in the work. So you're gonna get the best of us, just like we're getting the best of Nintendo. Let us know your favorite Switch memories in the comments down below. Stay tuned for those retrospectives. It has been a wonderful 2-year ride. I feel like it's gonna be a great 3rd year as well.
Hopefully.
Till next time, everybody, thanks again. Have a fantastic day. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/TheSwitchForce. Until next time, SwitchForce out.